Hello, people of LinkedIn. Today, I want to talk about how people perceive their products and services, how businesses build their products and services, and what is a more sustainable manner of doing that. So, I was looking into the law of the instrument, or if you might know it as Maslow's law. Law of the instrument states that if all you have is a hammer, everything starts looking like a nail. And that happens with a lot of people. What ends up happening is that people start over relying on the tool that they already know. They start thinking that they can solve every problem in the world with that tool that they've already mastered, for example. These days, this cognitive bias is translating into an over reliance on technology. I'm saying that while coming from a technological background, but the way some tech enthusiasts behave, they believe that uh, every solution requires high tech. But what ends up happening is we end up creating tools, we end up creating services and products which cannot be placed in the market yet. You might already be aware of what an MVP is, minimum viable product. You might know about agility. We all talk about how you can start with something small and then scale it, but this in itself has only become a talk. So that's why, let's give you an example. So the example that we have been giving is Facebook. Yeah, Facebook at the moment is on a decline, but we want to look at Facebook from a business perspective. How did they develop themselves? So, for example, when Facebook was created, there were already three other social media platforms which were far bigger. So even when Facebook was taking off, there were three platforms which were far bigger. And Facebook was not the first platform which tried to do what it did. So the three platforms which were bigger than Facebook were Friendster, MySpace, and Second Life. A great example here is the fact that Second Life had 3D modeling in 2003. You have to realize that even now 3D modeling, we are still realizing how to use it. How do we use it in, like, how do we demonstrate our products, for example, or how can we represent a space, for example. So 3D modeling, we are still learning how to use. So imagine having 3D modeling in 2003. Yeah, of course, it was not sustainable at the time. People did not know what to do with it. What Facebook has done over time is it has scaled its services, it has scaled its business. So now when you look at the top 10 social media platforms by numbers, Facebook owns 4 of them. So they started with something small, but they understood how the market works and they have scaled with it. And when they started realizing that now they need to diversify, they went and got Instagram, they went and got WhatsApp. Even Messenger has a big following at the moment. So it's just a case of, if you have the skill, it's not just a matter of throwing that skill and building something which might not even be useful for the market. It's a case of scaling your skill. Don't look at your hammer and try to nail everything. Yeah, cheers.